absolutely great right here. It's I'm not even a big wine drinker.
Yeah.
But this right here is not too sweet. It's not too bitter. Like it's just the perfect mix. Perfect mix. So I really shout out to Nakia.
That's my big sister or whatnot. And like I said, I don't be biased. I don't care what y'all say. It's the best wine in the world.
Yeah.
And not even just that, like that 14% hit you.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm slurring my words on stage. Coming to the stage, we got what's your name again?
It's the Wine and Dine South Euclid Wine Festival, guys. If you're in the city of Cleveland, please come out. MCing will be B Titty. Also, it will be music. It will be obviously wine, and it will also be great food provided by the 4 Bistro and whatnot. So listen, August 31st, you guys, make sure you're here. So, and also, we're looking for vendors. If you want to be a vendor, please let us know or whatnot. You have until July 26th, so please let us know in the comments, okay? What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Pull-Up Experience. We have another great edition with you guys today. Episode 238, we actually. Looking at 238. Road to 250 episodes, right? But we have the incredible, the insightful Miss Tara Hill with us today. And we're going to hear about her journey, how she got into the mental health space, and how her journey getting there, what that look like or whatnot. So, without further ado, how you doing today?
I am wonderful.
You're
And can I say stressed too? Stressed and wonderful.
Come on. Now.
Okay.
We'll talk about that because you can do both.
You can do both.
You
Just got to be able to identify.
You can't.
Okay, I'm
sorry.
You dropping just
Load
already.
right
All
on the rim.
We got Miss Brittany with us today. Y'all already know who I am, y'all. And we just thank you for coming on today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was a long time coming, you know. But y'all know we like to. Every journey has a beginning, right? Cleveland born and raised.
I am.
So if you had a hood to represent, what hood you represent?
It would be Harvard.
Come on, Harvard.
Okay.
Okay.
I am from 143rd and Harvard.
Okay.
All
All right.
And Cleveland Heights.
Okay. You got 2 hoods.
I grew up in Cleveland Heights during my middle years in elementary, and then we moved. And
Okay.
yeah, it was traumatized.
I got you.
No.
I got you. So let me ask you this: growing up, were you the person that people tend to share things with?
I was, and didn't know my purpose at the time. But after looking back, it makes all perfect sense. So I was also that girlfriend, like if popular guys wanted to come date me and they were still in the 12th grade and you 18, we got to help you graduate and then come back and let's follow up. But so I was that type of person.
Okay.
Always challenged.
Always challenged. That's what I'm talking about. So let me ask you this then. With that being said, like, when did you discover the gift? When did you discover this is what God has called me to do?
So I was an STNA and I went to take the nursing exam and failed it 3 times. And I said, oh, okay, this nursing healthcare is not for me. So my friend was like, well, why don't you try psychology? Because that's what you do for real. And I was like, So I went to Cleveland State, took psychology and loved it. Like haven't looked back. And so
wow.
I was like, oh, and growing up, I grew up in a toxic environment, single mom household, latchkey kid, things like that, and father absent. So I was my mom's trouble child. So I was the street kid. I was always into stuff. Always had the behavior. So when I got into psychology, it was like, makes sense. So I was able to learn about myself.
Come on now.
Yeah. So it's just been that path since then.
And let me ask you this, because like, now this is what I learned about the word of psychology, right? There's different fields and different variations. There's different things you can get into. Why did you choose relationships and families as a whole?
Because I had a broken family. I grew up in a broken family, and I feel like everything starts at home. Your motivation starts at home. Your trauma starts at home. So whatever you implement in your household, if you're not strong enough to come from that, you have to be retaught. And I had to be retaught. I had to teach myself the things that, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I had to reteach myself a lot.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
So and I was like, marriage and family therapy is so much deeper than diagnosis. So a lot of people don't know that when you go through marriage and family therapy classes and things, you learn deeper. You learn about the environment. You learn about people, and not just the diagnosis. So it was deeper for me.
I got you. And let me ask you this, because like I know for us as a people, unfortunately, we don't understand that dichotomy of knowing that the trauma started way before that person came in your life. Way before that situation, that trauma was there, and now it's reflected in your everyday actions or whatnot.
Yes.
With that being said, what do you see is not saying common denominator, but what do you see is, especially in 2024, being where people are seeing that you're seeing that the trauma is being formed at?
I don't even know where to start. Social media now, for sure. Like I feel like a lot of, are we talking relationships?
I'm talking about
family.
I mean,
what are we talking about? As a whole, I mean, social media has a huge impact on trauma and negative influences. To be honest, it also has its perks, but when you're looking into that scope now, it's different because now, even with relationships, nobody wants to be vulnerable. Nobody wants to be attached or committed, and that's the norm. Women, let's just be honest, are now like doing things that men typically do, and it's just like we're now in that type of era, and it's not good. So
that's great. Let me ask you. So I got a friend. He used to be married.
Okay.
Right. He's been dating or whatnot, right? And when I'm dating, but since he's been dating, he's not afraid of commitment, but he's more cautious now. What would you recommend with that situation and whatnot?
Self-reflection. What's making him cautious, and is he bringing in past baggage? Because if you don't clear that baggage, you typically go into the next relationship with the baggage that you already left from. So, and then if you're not completely healed or healing, because nobody completely healed.
Right.
But if you're not healing, we're all healing at every stage. So if you're not healing and you don't know what your triggers look like, that next relationship is going to also be oh no, I'm good. This is too much. The idea is to work on yourself, pull back every layer that you can. So cautiousness is just you having these walls up. But I honestly feel like when you are loved and light, like unconditionally, you just gonna walk in, because it's a teaching moment, right? So we're afraid of those teaching moments, and that's we can't be afraid of those teaching moments.
I'll let my friend know though, because I'm make sure to let that message to him or not.
Even with marriage and family therapy, like I don't recommend people go to marriage counseling if you're not seeking counseling for yourself, because a lot of times we go into relationships with trauma and baggage, and then get married, and then it's like, well, rah, but these people already had these traumas and these issues.
Wow.
So you have to do single counseling and marriage counseling, or either, but you just can't go to marriage counseling like fix us.
Right. Let me ask this: do you see too often where people are hoping that when they get married or in a relationship with someone that they, since they haven't identified their trauma, that person can help that, or not help that, but be the answer to that?
Ooh, I'm guilty of this.
Hey, listen, I think we all are on some level.
We are, and when you're healing, you want to help people. I mean, and that's just the nature and nurture of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a gift and a curse because you can only go so far as somebody is willing to go. So you just at some point you gotta stop and just throw your hands up and say, hey,
What's that called though? Like people who see this, because I've seen quite a bit on the social media or whatnot, and they'll say the fixer upper or whatnot. Like the people who are nurturers, like you said, they see a person with potential, and they'll want to build them up or whatnot. But that's draining to that nurturer.
It's draining if you're not healing, and it's draining if you're not in purpose too.
Wow.
People put boundaries up, and it's like I said, it's a learning experience. Maybe you were put in this person's life to help them to a certain extent, or sometimes people are put in your life who are toxic and traumatic in your life to help you pull back that next layer. So we got to stop taking it as this person hurt me, or I mean, relationships hurt.
Yeah.
But what comes from it? What's the positive from it? We always look at the negative. So
I don't know, like 10 minutes in, but you dropped 10 gems in 10 minutes. There's a record right there. I didn't want to just rapid fire this joint, you know what I'm saying? But that's real because I think in 2024, I shouldn't even did the episode, but in the current age that we're in, we see it too often. And I talk about myself and my friend at the same time.
Thanks for being transparent.
Yeah, I might as well, you know what I'm saying? They put two and two together. But I'll say for myself though, with dating in 2024 and women I've met, I see and shout out therapy.
Shot.
Yeah, no. And like going to therapy, I see certain things, and not like I'm not telling them like, hey, you need therapy. I'm just saying like, hey, I see this, and it's like, okay.
But I think everybody needs some type of therapy, to be honest.
No, I hands down.
And I think that, our culture has been shaded from it, before COVID. COVID, I really feel like opened up therapy for our culture. And it started booming because now it was a reality check. But I really do feel like we've all been through something, whether it's environmental, whether it was relationships, whether it was, just life. Like we go through things and we don't know how to heal from them. And it's grief. It's grief. Grief is not just death. So, grieve from that relationship.
Yeah.
Figure out the pros and cons of it and move on. Like it's grief. We have to learn grief and not just a sense of death.
So Tara, I know you said it that you learned through psychology some of the things that went on with your childhood and kind of researched into that. But what were some of the steps that you took as you're getting into the field to help kind of heal that for your own past and move forward?
Not being afraid of self. We are really afraid to self-reflect. We're afraid of ourselves because now you gotta really we point fingers, but that's easy. That's easy to do. So one of my things was, like I can blame my family, but I would like to blame my family because look where I am. But at the end of the day, like we blame our family, we blame our ex-husbands, we blame our boyfriends, we blame everybody. But I think that for me, it was peeling back my layers. That's how To Attain Healing started. Like To Attain Healing is what like we can put on a great facade. I smiled all the time, but inside I was totally broken.
Wow.
And for me, it was like, I smile, but people really don't know what I go through because I was raised in strength. And that came raised in strength. And that came before love in my family. So you gotta be strong. I taught strength before love. So I had to go back and reroute that and learn how to love.
Dang, that's so deep.
That's why I'm here today. That's why To Attain Healing stands.
That's deep because, like, if I had to describe my child, like being the only boy and being the oldest, that was first.
Yes.
I mean, the first thing my therapist said, she was like, I told her I don't have time to feel. I have to keep going from one to another or whatnot. She's like, Brandon, you got to feel.
You got to. That's deep. So how did that make you feel?
You know what? At 37, I am now embracing emotions. Right? Like I'm able to feel sad when I'm sad. I'm able to feel happy when I'm happy. Right? Before it was just right here, this level. And she said so that you were always in survival mode.
Yep, survivor.
Right?
Yep.
And I didn't know that.
It's to thrive. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. As it's deep.
It's deep.
It's deep. It's deep.
And then
we don't want to have these topics.
No, that's real. And then you got to think about as Black people, it's some stuff that is culturally across the board where we all can relate and be like,
yes,
this is what we go through.
Now, I feel like in our culture, strength is the first thing that we come through the door with, and you know we weren't taught to really love first. We were just taught to be this strong body. Wow. And I have 2 boys, and I did not want to raise my sons like that. I wanted them to be affectionate. I wanted them to have emotions, and I say that's why I was blessed with 2 boys, because I wanted to change that dynamic. Dating men who, you know, can't emotionally tap in. That's hard. Yeah.
So I got quite a question because like now that you know what you know, does it make it hard to have normal conversations with people? You be like, you be diagnosing them on the level.
I told you it's a gift and a curse.
You be like,
it is very hard. But I just, you know, once again, I just feel like they're in my life for a reason.
Yeah.
So I know who to take further and who not to, because that's a boundary I've learned.
Yeah.
And things like that. But it's so hard because you want to fix. I'm a solution based person.
Yeah.
I'm a fixer. I'm a nurturer, and I'm gonna be like that in my next relationship. So if you don't get it, I gave you what you were supposed to get, and God bless you. Good night. But so, but it's a gift and a curse. It's hard. It's hard with dating like that.
Let me ask you this. And if I hear somebody say narcissist one more time, I'm gonna throw a table. It is like the word of the I had to look it up. So I'm like, I know they're using the wrong context. They can't be using the right context. It cannot be the word that fits for every situation, for every person.
And I don't know where it came so suddenly from. Like it just became like this booming word, and it is definitely used a lot out of context. A narcissist is somebody that plays a victim in the mess that they've created. So now I don't know, because that is a lot that's going on these days.
But this, so when I read that the definition, but I think we all have it in us. It's about how much you're actually gravitating to.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm like, we are narcissistic in our own ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let you tell the story. You're gonna tell it from your perspective, right? So it's like,
well, I think that, I mean, if you're not healing, you're going to tell it from your. I think a healing person can tell both sides. Like, hey, yeah, you know, I cheated too. He cheated, and then we got back together. We didn't trust each other. Like, that's a story, right? Instead of, he cheated on me, but you're not telling your part either.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I think that's, once again, healing is very important, because healing will help you be honest, transparent, you know, and all of those things, and it's effective. So.
That's a clip right there. So okay, I want to get back to your journey because, this is what I've learned about people who go into the mental health field. It's not an easy journey.
It's not. So
let's talk about the journey, because I know we kind of touched on it, but I want to talk about that journey because I'm pretty sure it was classes. You worked during that time, and
mother full time.
Mother full time, right? So let's talk about that, because I want people to understand the journey might look good now. But it was a journey, though, nonetheless.
It was. At the time, I was a single mom with my psychology. In undergrad, I was a single mom, working full time, going to school full time, and being a full time mom. However, like my oldest son, once again, was raised in my strength. So he got a lot of my strength from being all of that. So we have to be mindful of that too, because I was just going through the motions, you know, like I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, and he's just tagging with me.
Yeah.
At that time, I didn't really think to identify his emotions and feelings, so I had to go back and be like, you know, I know that I caused some of these emotional issues in you.
Yeah.
But then, so that's a whole nother story. So, but it's not easy. But I feel like when you're in purpose, your journey is a lot more smoother. And you'll know if that's for you. And honestly, with all of that on my plate, I still made it to the top. So it's just
I had a couple times right there.
when you're constantly hitting a brick wall, you have to reevaluate if this is your purpose. It's been hard, stressful, all of that, but it's the process.
Yeah,
it's the process. It's the process, and it makes the foundation, and you can't do nothing without that. I don't feel like anything is easy, worth having. Saying,
come on now.
So
I believe that.
So and that's what you have to lead with. Like, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but can you withstand it? Is this your purpose? So I truly, that's why I say when I look back, I always have been this person. I've always challenged myself. So naturally, I'm gonna challenge anybody that comes into my life. So it's just my nature. And I was just like, okay. And I feel like I'm the ancestor that was brought here from. I'm supposed to change my bloodline.
Come on now, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Now, how has your, being in the mental health space, how has that helped your family overall?
Ooh, that was hard.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard, especially for my mother. Because it was like I was attacking her, how she raised me, and things like that. Like, I wanted to put out a book at one point. I was like, wait a minute, she's not ready for this.
Yeah.
Because that my foundation is why I'm here. So my mother took it really hard. Like, I'm sorry, like I did my best. You did. But at the end of the day, it's my choice to heal. And, I love you, but this is my journey.
Yeah.
So now my mother is healing. But my youngest sister is a mental health nurse practitioner. So we tag team our family in the healing process.
Come on now.
And that's how it's so dynamic and it's so crazy. But I love it. I'm not gonna stop. I don't pull back. I don't pull back. Because your healing is yours and mine is mine. But I'm going to continue to heal. But it was rough. It was rough. Yeah. It was rough in the beginning. I'm sure. Nobody understood what I was doing or saying. Right? It sounds different.
It does.
It sounds different.
So let me ask you that. With that being said, how would you recommend to someone who's trying to tell their family member or someone they love, like, hey, I see, or not even see, like, trying to identify with them, you need to go see someone about it?
I think that you have to be doing it. You can't just tell somebody to go do something.
I stand up on that.
You have to be doing it.
True.
The lesson is in the action.
True.
It is. And it has to be a made up mind too. I remember my ex-husband kept saying, you need therapy, When you're saying it like that as an attack, nobody's going to receive it in the right way.
No.
So it took years of him saying that, and I'm like, go back. And then it really took a pivotal moment where I realized, like, for myself, that I needed. So I think some people, it has to be kind of a self-reflection where they realize they need it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But if you're also around somebody that's always saying that too, once again, the reflection is also you. Like, okay, I see that you see this in me, but what are you doing?
Yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So, it is definitely an action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, and I was forming my action. I was in it. Yep. So, although it sounded weird to them, I was in it. I was pulling back my own layers and not and being transparent about it.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I'm sorry.
No, my bad. No. Do your thing. Do your thing. You gotta do your thing.
I know we said that no one is fully healed. But how does someone know that, let's say if someone's been going to sessions, maybe weekly or monthly, how do they know, like, okay, I think I'm good now, where I don't need this anymore?
That's where the healing comes from, because healing and therapy are two different things. I don't believe in people going to therapy for 20 years. Now, will you go to therapy and come out of it and something happens that triggers you and you have to go back? Yes. Yeah. But I hear people say, I've been with my therapist for 20 years. Faithfully. Like, and I'm like, huh?
Right.
I believe in homework. I believe in, a lot of therapists don't give homework to do the self-reflection. They're just talking. And it's a difference. Healing and therapy are two different things. So I think that's how I run my agency, and it's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yours is more interactive homework. Let's get more into it. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that's good. I mean, because like, I don't think we need to be in that joint every day. You know what I'm saying? But and that's a great question because like I remember when I first doing therapy, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good after one session. I'm good, right?
We all thought we was good.
Until and then shout out to my therapist. Shout out to this problem. It's like I would literally was like I was BSing the whole time. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with me. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He looked right there. Was like, okay, go ahead, do your thing. You paying for it.
Right. I'll see you next week.
Right. I'll see you. Right. And it wasn't until like I shared with her something that she actually told me something she had been through, and I told her something I had been through, and I was able to identify with that, and then it was like I opened up after that, right? And I said because like I see her like twice a month now. I don't see her that often or whatnot, but I just
because life happens, right? Because life is gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Yep. So when you need those, whether it's your therapist or somebody that is there to support you in that, like you have to work through things, and not work past it, and that's important. So once again, even if you've been to therapy and you're done with your sessions and you've been going for months, and now you done got in a relationship, you're healing and you're healthy, right? But then that one person, you like, oh my God, right? That's another layer that has to be pulled back because now that's a trigger. And you're like, where did that trigger come from?
Right.
So you got to pull it back and you got to resuscitate.
Let me ask you this. So since you deal with families and relationships, have you ever, and you ain't got to say who, but like, you got a situation where you be like, there's no, you might as well call it quits now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we're not allowed to say that.
I know y'all can't say that.
We're not allowed to say that, but what we are allowed to do is if one of the person in the relationship says, I'm done, we have to end therapy. If they say, I want a divorce and it's over, I'm done, we have to end it. We cannot continue with therapy, with the marriage therapy. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about one instance I had when I was married, right? I went to this therapist, God bless her, but she was very sympathetic to my ex-wife, what she was saying. And I asked her, like, madam, you understand that I thought therapists had to be biased or whatnot, right? And you seen the hurt in her, identifying with her hurt. And I was like, I walked out. I walked out of the session. I'm like, I ain't about to be sitting here, with that right there, because you just be biased. You can't be like, oh yeah, you got a girl. Like what? I'm out.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask you, as someone who's in the field, how can a person identify a therapist they should go to versus one they should go
to? Ask your therapist, are they healing? Have they done the work? We get in this field because we've had trauma. Most mental health professionals, licensed professionals, get in this field because they had trauma.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but are you healing?
Yeah.
Have you done the work? Because that matters. That's why that therapist was probably biased. Something, whatever your wife went through with you, she also went through. She didn't know how to.
Right.
And
it was very evident though. It wasn't like I was making up in my head. I was like,
am I tripping?
No, I'm tripping. And then she told her story about she was divorced and how her ex-husband. I'm like, are you supposed to be discussing this during this? I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I ended it. I'm like, you know what? You got it. I'm out.
You're like, oh, this is your session. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, but that's I mean, a lot of therapists don't do the work. They don't. So they're just there to do the therapy. That's why I say therapy and healing are two different things.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's how episode. How episode.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. That being said, so let's talk about attain healing and whatnot. Let's talk about that. Create your agency, because I'm pretty sure that's you create an agency is different for just being part of an already established practice.
I created my agency because I was transparent about my healing, and I kept getting DMs about, hey, can you help me do this and do that? So that's a lot. also I've been in the field for over 20 years, like working for other agencies. And one thing that I saw in different agencies, community mental health agencies, was the lack of love and empathy. Right?
Wow.
It's a billing thing. It's a productivity thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not what's gonna help heal the community.
That's good.
So I really wanted to be that agency that produced love and light in the community. And I don't seek my workers; they come to me. And most of them are empaths.
Okay.
So they already have the passion to heal.
No, Michelle's not here. Can you tell everybody what an empath is or whatnot? Because they might not know what that is.
Empath is somebody who feels what you're feeling. They feel it. They take on other people's emotions and feelings, and they help navigate. Some people they can't take it because it's too much. But I get those people, and those are people that I want because I don't have to force you to be loving or compassionate.
Let me ask you, because every girl I've dated, she says she's an empath. Every single one. They're like, I want to pick empath brand. I'm like, okay, all right.
Did you look up the definition?
Listen, I don't think they did. They told me, I'm like, bro, I'm an empath. I know something going on with you. I'm like, girl, I got gas. We're talking about, I ain't no empath or whatnot. But I'm glad you said that, because like everyone said they empath, but I don't think they understand, like, because I don't know, I might be empath, because that's why I like being with myself, because I be in a room full of people, and
that's probably how you recharge yourself, though. Because if you are an empath, you take on other people's energies and emotions, and that drains you. Yes, it is.
I'm an empath, y'all. I said on podcast.
It is. So look it up. I'm just saying. But that's another known word.
I was about to say, I'm like, all y'all empaths? They have a convention I didn't know about or something? You empath. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I can identify empaths, but then people are always in my inbox too, like, I'm gonna give people the same energy they give me, and I'm like, no, if you're an empath, that don't good luck. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You were chosen to be this person, and you can't get around that. You can't cut that off. That don't go. You can't cut it off.
Yeah.
You can't. I've been like this all my life, and here I am. You can't cut it off. Good luck. Get you some me time. Go in that corner and regroup. So yeah.
So I want to talk about it, because like to have your own agency, like what does one need in order to do that? Yeah,
a lot of mental therapy. No, it took a lot. I think that my goal at my last agency that I was there like 7 or 8 years. But, can I say God on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
God,
Jesus.
Okay. It's all Him.
Yeah,
it's all God. It's all the way that it's already supposed to be.
That's right.
I walked in my previous agency before I left 8 years prior to that, and I said this will be my last place. My next place will be my own.
Come on now.
That's right. So in that whole time, I took care of my dad, who had dementia and depression, severe depression, and all of these things, cancer. So at that moment, like, I pulled away, and I had somebody that was like, hey, I see what you're doing. I see what you do. Let me help you. I can help you build your own. And I was like, God puts people in your life for a reason. This was a previous employee. We used to work together. Okay. So he knew my work ethic. He knew what he knew my passion. And he was like, so one day I was like, hey, you still got that option open? Because I'm not going back. Yeah. And it just, and I never looked back. Like I stayed the course, and it's not easy. It's not easy because, I wasn't working. I wasn't working at the time I was building my agency. My dad was in his last stages of death. And I was like, this is my time. This is it. Because if I don't do it now, I'm going to go back. So I stayed the course. God is good. That is my journey. Yeah. I give all credit and honor to Him.
Come on now.
That's it.
A couple times for God right there.
That's it. So it takes a lot, and I didn't have the funds. Like I didn't have the. It takes a lot. Like you have to accreditation. You have to like it takes a lot. It's a lot doing this.
Yeah.
Like building the foundation of an agency or a private practice. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's not easy, but I think that when you build relationships and networks
Mm-hmm.
along the way, they come back for you.
Yes.
Right? I have already been doing this work. A lot of my clients are people I had when I was in the field. Like, oh, you got your own? Oh my God. Like, we want to sign up with you. Like, you have to be that person. That's your business card. That's it. That's your character is your business card.
Word of mouth. Yes.
Yes.
We got a lot of titles.
Hey, it's all right. It's okay. It's gonna be a long list. That's why I love the 10 because I look at it back. Oh, that was good. That was good right there.
Your character is a lot.
That's good though.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah. So.
I and not that goes to all entrepreneurs though, because like too often I hear when people hit me up like, man, I don't work with you. I'm like, well, man, I can throw a dime outside, hit an agent or whatnot, but they say once again I don't work with you because I feel like I can work with you because of what I'm like, I never met you in my life.
Your energy.
Listen,
your being.
I'm an empath.
Yes, you are. If people coming to you like that, yes, you are.
Let me stop.
No, for real. I'm telling you. I'm an empath. Section 238.
Right. Oh.
But no, like that, people don't understand.
That's real.
You could be nasty and evil and mean and okay.
Listen.
Where you going? Okay.
And the fact that you have clients say they want to work with you, I mean, it goes to show once again the work you put in, the fact that you have the accreditation, but you have experience, but then you have the heart behind it.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Billy. I forgot what episode Billy said there's a difference between knowing the science, which is the knowledge behind it, but it's another to have the art behind it, which is the heart. And like that always stuck with me because you gotta have the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
But to have a heart for the people who you're working with, you can't teach that.
You can't.
You can't teach that.
You cannot. It's important.
Yeah. No. Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
So
let me ask you this then, because I think I asked this to any person we had on in the mental health field. How do you decompress from all this stuff that's coming your way? With all this, you're hearing this trauma and you're probably feeling it and whatnot. How do you decompress from that all?
Helping others, honestly, it's just that is my decompress. I love being around family. I love being. I love taking a walk. But before I knew all of this, I was a drinker. Like I would cope negatively.
Yeah.
But that's because I didn't know my gifts and I didn't know how to navigate around it. So I would do all of the negative things that, like, oh my God, I had a bad day. I gotta go have a drink. Like that was me. But then like now I process. I didn't know how to process. So I just process and my self-care comes from the things that I like to do. Yes, I might still go enjoy a cocktail, but it's not indulging in it.
Yeah.
Or like, every day I'm stressed. I'm like, I gotta go. No. Like, no. What is it that you really need? Whether it be a massage, whether it be just once again, just going to take a walk.
Yeah.
So you gotta know those things about yourself.
So let me ask you this, if a person's watching, they want to know how can they go through the process of understanding healthy ways to cope with stuff. What would you recommend to them?
Do things that make you happy in a healthy way. Because we can always say, like, also social, like I used to go out a lot. I used to feel like I had to be around a lot of people, but not knowing in my empath, I was draining myself because I was around these crowds all the time. And I would, it would break me down. But you got to know yourself.
Yeah,
you got to know yourself. You got to know yourself, and you got to be honest with self. You got to be honest with self.
Yeah.
You got to. Yeah.
Hit that one time for that. Because like I said, I'm 37, an old man. And I had to realize that. And I'm like, I think for the first time in my life, I'm actually understanding who I am. Shout out to my boy Daz. Love him for life. Because I remember after divorce.
Shout
out. Because one of the things that he not there like that, but one of the things I identify, you take away the marriage, you take away fatherhood, you take away your job, you take away all these things. Who are you? And I promise you, I'm like, how am I this old and I don't know that? I didn't know what they even look like. I couldn't even fathom what that was, right? And I don't think too many people understand. Like, you take away the title, take away the accolade, you take away certain things. Who are you?
for you. And that's funny that you said that because my homegirl the other day, she's dating a guy who just got out of a marriage for years. And she's like, sis, like, you know, he couldn't even have a conversation. And I'm like, he's been married for 20 years.
20 years.
20, yeah, and that's grief.
Yeah.
You know, that's grief. Like his conversation is marriage talk.
Yeah.
His conversation is being with his wife and his kids. It's different. So you got to give him time
and grace too.
And grace. Because that's a real thing. Like, you can't expect nobody to come out of a 20-year relationship and be like...
You did 20 years in the pen.
No, that's a whole nother topic.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that.
Anybody who's been incarcerated needs therapy. No, for real. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yes, yeah. You take somebody away from society.
Yeah.
4 years.
And then reemerge in society.
And then you want them to come out and have a relationship, know how to touch people, the opposite sex, and engage. Yeah, okay. All right.
I got so many questions. So many questions. Because, like, how? So, oh my goodness. Okay. With that being said,
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, it's good. No, it's good because, like, these are real life things that in our community we don't process. We don't think about it. We just like, Uncle Junior came home. He good. He good.
Throw a party.
Next week he does something, go right back in because that's all he knows.
Condition, yes, and that's his safe space. This ain't his safe space if he been locked up for 10 years. Ooh, y'all out to get him. Y'all, what do you want from me?
Yeah,
it's not his safe space. He has to be taught that this is his safe space all over again. So yes, that's a whole nother baby.
I got some questions. It's fire. They firing off. Yo. I'm sorry. They firing off. They brewing because I see it too often, especially in our community. And like the older the black person is, the less they believe in therapy. I never forget. I told my mom I was going to therapy. She was like, "What happened to Jesus?" And I was like, "Ma, I can have both.
Right.
I can have both.
Because why not?"
Yeah. She was like, "I don't know."
She don't believe in therapy.
She's like, "It's witchcraft." I was like, okay, Ma, all right.
Oh my God! Well, you hear that a lot.
I was gonna say, how would you recommend somebody navigate their conversation with their loved one or something? But you did say earlier.
What'd I say?
Which
part?
No, because she see I'm doing the work, but you know what I'm saying. She see me doing the work.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it ain't enough for her. She's like,
and she probably like, I raised you good. You turned out fine.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's
verbatim.
Yeah. Yeah. You turned out fine.
Wow.
But she don't know that you was emotionally unavailable.
I think she still don't know.
Yeah. She probably wasn't either. Yeah. Trauma is passed down.
Yeah. Which brings up the next thing, because I read an article that said literally in the DNA of us.
Yes, it is.
It literally is in our blood.
It is.
I was reading about how he said from the slave trade, because they would throw people off boats. That's why a lot of us are afraid of water to go swimming, because from the slave trade to now, it's coming through the DNA.
And then that's a repeated conversation in your family.
Yeah.
Right?
It's perpetuated.
Absolutely. Yep.
And I'm like, it's in the DNA?
Yeah.
So how do you traverse DNA?
You can't. You can't reverse DNA, but you can still heal. You can still heal. You can still relearn things that you learned and do things differently.
Yeah.
You choose to be different.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make a choice. You have to choose yourself and your healing.
I was like, hey, Tana.
That's all I got to say. You got to choose healing.
But that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: how does someone choose healing though? In your opinion?
I don't know.
Because if I'm running around like everything good, road rage,
I think
drinking,
when you get around different environments, right? Just like how you grow successfully, like you can't hang around the same crowd and be great, right? Unless somebody's teaching you how to change or be better or do things differently. I think it's the same thing with healing and knowing that you need to heal. Like, a person comes into my life that's had severe trauma and I don't approach it like everybody else they've been with, right?
Wow.
So that alone is different. Like, oh wait, it's different. What is this?
Yeah.
And people shut down and they gonna give you, they sabotage anything that is different. People will sabotage that. You know, like, oh no, this is different, and what are you doing? But it's really, if you're healing, it's different for them because they've never seen it. Their families didn't show it to them. So how could this be? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. So I think that environment and being around people who are changing and healing and growing will help you be that. Yeah. Good. I think you learn that from that.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know for me, it wasn't until ex actually rang to my attention, and she didn't say maliciously. She was like, "Brother, I think you need therapy," and she said it out of love, and that's why I will appreciate hands down. She didn't say it maliciously. She was like, "You hurting, Brandon?" And I'm like, "I ain't hurting, girl. What you talking about? You tripping? I'm good." And it made me have to take a look at myself. I'm like, I tried out one time, you know what I'm saying, being skeptical and whatnot, but
tried it out.
I tried it out. You're right.
He was like, oh.
Yeah. Lord, what was I doing or whatnot, right?
So kudos to your therapist, though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shout out. She been on the podcast.
You know, a lot of people still go and be like, I knew that wasn't going to work. But people went because somebody told them to go and they weren't open to it.
Open to it, exactly. You hit it right on the nose.
So that's you know, you got to be open to it.
I'm gonna say I went, but I wasn't open to it at first, and I was paying for that joint too. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was paying for it, and I was like, "This is crazy." And it went to like the third session where I was like, "All right, let me get the value out of that I'm supposed to get out of it." And shout out to her because like we had that story, and after that it was up from there. I'm like,
my friends called me like, "My therapist, it's not working," and I'm like, "What do you mean not working? Like, what do you mean?" But they don't challenge.
Yeah,
they don't challenge. They don't challenge that behavior or that feeling that they even went there for. Like they want to talk about, and I'm like, well, you know, it's called talk therapy.
Yeah, talk.
Right. So yeah, a lot of So shout out.
So let me ask you this, because this is just me or whatnot. I remember when I was stuck with my therapist, I was looking for a black one, right? Her name is Javon. I'm like, oh, definitely. Her name is Javon. She gotta be black, right? But I said that. I probably watch. She's gonna watch. Is like, oh, for real, Brandon. I just probably is. With that being said, in today's culture, and like I feel like this is me personally saying, I feel like I can't say because I've had other cultures. I had other therapists before, and I feel like I had to coach them on the culture and the things that I'm going through, right? And I just want to talk about, have you seen the need for us having, not us having, but the need for us to be able to identify the person that we're talking to about their traumas?
Absolutely. Because our traumas are different.
Yeah.
Like once again, our culture is founded on strength. So that alone, you know, if you're going in and you're like, you know, I got this big old plate and I've had it for so long.
Yeah.
You know, another culture is like, what is that? Like, or what? I've even seen therapists with our black children. Them rapping like in a session or something like that, and they use it against them, like, oh, this person is depressed or they want to kill themselves. Like just like a simple rap verse.
Right.
So like I think it is important that we do have the people that are for us that can identify with our traumas, because that other therapist that looks like you knows what strength looks like in a black family. That other therapist, that therapist knows what it felt like to be a latchkey kid or to be in a single parent. You know, like those are a lot of our traumas. Like we have a lot of them, and that they are able to identify. Yeah.
So I was saying for me, it was not saying it was a difference. It was, like I said, I tried therapy before. I was like everyone else. It ain't working. One session, no. And like I had to tell it, like it was funny because I messed around. I started using Ebonics. You know,
right.
You know, I turned off. I code switched my life. So I had to code switch back and whatnot. It's like, excuse me. I'm like,
yeah,
not gonna work.
Yep, time to go.
Not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You know.
Yep. I want to be an agency that provides cultural identity to all races, brown and brown races like Hispanic. I have two Arab workers that they only touch their culture.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Wow.
You can't call in and say we can't identify with
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
good.
I really want to be that agency that is able to tap into everybody's trauma in different cultures that's brown.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. And I love that. So that's a great segue. With that being said, we talked about the future. What does the future hold for you?
Ooh.
And I want to say congratulations because Dr. Hill is loading, by the way.
Dr. Hill is loading. Thank you. So yes, I am in my doctorate program, and that is a huge goal for me. Don't have to have it, but I want it. I want to be able to speak what healing looks like from the inside to the world, and be able to travel with that, and have that title behind my name, so you know that I did the work, and I'm for real. So that's what the future looks like for me. I just really want people to understand that therapy and healing are two different things.
Yeah.
So that, and I honestly, whatever else God has for me, I just ask that He keeps me in His path and in purpose. That's all. That's my future holds for me. Purpose, baby. That's it. That's all I want to do.
So let me ask you this. That being said, what do you feel like the biggest misconception people have about those in the medical health field?
That we don't have issues. That we don't have issues, and we know everything because you know everything. No, I worked through everything, or I'm working through everything. So that's the most misconception, is that we don't have issues, and we do. We do. Yeah, every day.
That's good. So let me ask you this: if there's a young man or young lady watching right now, and they're like, "Well, I want to get into the mental health space," what would you recommend they do to get in there?
Know if it's for you, but start with yourself. You have to start healing yourself before you can heal others. So mental health is not a game. So you can't be playing with other people's lives if you haven't played with your own. So challenge yourself, peel back those layers, and do the self-reflection.
Yes, you were lighting this thing up.
So that's what I would tell y'all.
Yeah. That's so good. Because man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Because you be hearing girls, they be what gets me is girls will give other girls advice, or just people. I'm gonna say women, but I hear people giving advice to someone that they think is sound, but you would never take the own advice you're giving out. But you telling this other person, okay, all right.
But even life coaches, some are great at what they do, but when you're a mental health and you're dealing with people's emotions and mental state, if you're a life coach, you don't have that knowledge to be able to be effective in really helping them. Like you can it's experience based, right? Life coaching is experience based. But if you have somebody about to jump off the cliff and you like life coaching them, you don't even know what that looks like.
Man,
you don't know what a crisis looks like.
You
don't know what and it's like, should you be giving that advice?
Right.
No, you probably triggered the person.
I've never seen a police officer like, "Hey, you about to jump off the building, get that life coach or whatnot."
Like, how are you doing that? You don't even know. You don't know the basics. So I went to school for it because I needed the clinical piece.
Dang it, let me bring it back.
Right? Like I needed the clinical piece so that I can reroute how I wanted to do things. I couldn't do it not without the knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? But once you got the knowledge, you can form any business that you want to form in your way. And that's what I'm doing. I want to change what that looks like.
So good.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me just say, this is caveat, y'all. I don't go to interviews like expecting anything. I'm not saying expecting anything, but like I know every interview's gonna be good. But I ain't expecting to be this good. Like,
thank you.
It's good. It's real good. You know what? And I appreciate, especially when we talk about the mental health space, because like every time we have a great guest on talking about mental health space, I learn something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Supposed to.
Absolutely.
Now, what you gonna go home and peel back today?
Man, that's too much. I'm an empath.
There you go.
That I'm an empath. I'm wearing a shirt. Y'all think it's a game. I'm like, excuse me, step back. I'm an empath. Excuse me. Step over there.
Excuse me, I feel your energy.
Yeah, I feel energy. Come on.
Move away from me.
Come on.
No, really. No. Yep.
No, that's it. So with that being said, y'all know we like to have simple questions. And I love these questions, by the way, guys. If y'all watch the full experience, all 238 episodes, y'all know this is something we like to ask. Since you're Cleveland born and raised, narrative is that we're not a collaborative space. But you're an example of collaboration with others.
I do. I just did a partnership with Black Child Development Institute to form a mental health daycare. Yeah, so we're taking in younger children because I'm sorry, I know this probably taken away from the conversation.
Please talk about it.
I started off as a paraprofessional in the Cleveland School District as well, and I saw that children weren't being diagnosed with behaviors and mental health until like fourth grade. By that time, families have suffered. I mean, fourth grade. I mean, that's a lot of years to suffer as an individual and as a family. And it's not easy. You know when your child is off at 3 years old, they give you this chart that says this is what your child should be doing, and they're doing otherwise, but you can't get any help. So we want to change that narrative and help the families and the children be able to be productive from birth, to be honest, because mother's trauma starts in the womb and have that platform. So partnerships are important, but once again, to change the narrative, you got to change. It starts with you. So if you're not approachable, if you're not doing the work that you want to see in the community, what does that look like for a partnership or a collab? So we want it, but do we?
Are you doing the work?
Are you doing the work? Are you putting the energy out there for it? Because we all say that, but once again, the attitudes, the negativity, the nastiness, the customer service, like everything it starts with us. So yeah, I think that's key for me. Is being able to self-reflect and be able to be that partnership with somebody else.
You don't seek what you can't give up.
There you go.
I like that.
There you go.
Okay. With that being said, so now everybody watch Pull Up Your Screen. I know you watching.
I'm swinging around in this chair every 5 minutes, y'all.
With that being said, who would you like to collaborate in the future? What organization, what company, what person until you would like? Because I can see you doing, what's that lady name?
She's my mentor. I'm sorry. She was my mentor for a while. I've been to Costa Rica with her. So she's a really great woman in real life, and she does the work. She does the work. Now I can say that. And I manifested her into my life, which is so crazy. I used to call myself Cleveland's own Ayana Van Zant.
Come on now.
And then a couple of years ago, I ended up running paths with her, and so that was the coolest thing ever. But yeah, so with my partnership, actually, I would love to do the Kendrick Healing Center in Atlanta. I would love for my staff to be able to go there and get nurtured and be healed, because we're hands on with our families and stuff. But those are some women that I met through Ayana Van Zant in our group. So, and they're dope. Yeah, there's some dope women. And they do the work. And I think that we all need to be around people, even when you're in the field and not in the field, that are wellness and and light, love and light.
Come on now.
Yeah.
That's good right there.
So yeah, I would love to tap into them and be able to have my staff, or even send clients over there hey, you've been doing this work for some time now, we're gonna send you to Atlanta. Yeah, that's my goal, that's my vision.
I got you. So when should we expect the reality show Fix My Life? Sorry. Hey, don't play with me, because hey, listen.
All you gotta do is just tell me what God said.
All right, let's see. Let's get it going, Steve. We can go run around the camera crew.
For real. Listen.
All right. Y'all say two.
Y'all heard that right. We putting it in the air.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I know we have had a grand time. We're not wrapping up yet. We're having a grand time with you, just to have learned your journey, just to see where God has been taking you with your purpose, and, just seeing that drive as it continues on. Now, when we come to speaking of legacy, what would you like for the legacy to be for yourself and to be for your businesses?
For myself, I think I'm living my legacy. I think that I'm walking in it.
Now.
Once again, I feel like I am the ancestor that was supposed to change my bloodline. And that's my legacy. I want my sons to be able to be healthy.
Yeah.
That's my legacy. You know, a lot of people talk about financial wealth and physical wealth, but like emotional and internal wealth is key to me. So that's my legacy, and I want to be able to leave that behind.
All right.
Yeah. So that's self. That's myself.
Hey, I'm gonna hear this sound that.
And business, my legacy, I want it to live on. Like I want people to be like Tuatane Healing was that place.
Yeah.
You know, it was that name. It truly did what it said it was gonna do. And that is what I want to leave behind with my business. You know, yeah.
That's dope.
That is. I have no doubt about it.
I'm that director that doesn't sit behind the desk. I'm out here doing the work. So and that, a lot of you don't see that in a lot of places.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's what I want. That's my legacy.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's probably the most different answer.
I'm about to say, she said, I'm living my legacy, Brittany. I'm living my legacy. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm still got my legacy.
Okay,
so you know.
I heard it here first.
I'm like, we was here with Tara. You know what I'm saying? She said it first. You know, of course. I'm give her credit, but I'm like, man, I'm living my legacy. I like that, though. That's good. She good.
Yeah. Now listen, I know this is probably the most difficult question. This is probably also why it's last. Because now we have to take everything.
Hey, you go ahead, girl.
That to your lines.
Right. Ice break. That's all I'm going.
That's right. Can't just have one sip. Nikki Hudson, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Shout out. We're gonna talk about the event later, so stay tuned for that.
Yes.
But yes, so for those who are watching, those that are listening, when we are taking everything that you said and breaking it on down, condensing it down, what would be 3 key takeaways that you hope someone to gather from today?
Self-reflection. Self-reflection. Therapy isn't healing, and healing isn't therapy. They're 2 different things.
All right, that's the title. That's the title. For sure. That's the show.
And you know what you think you become. So if you continue to be positive and being in a healing space, then you will become that. And that's just that. Do the work.
That's right.
Yeah. Do the work.
It's a good takeaway. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Magnifique. They say, right?
I don't think you said it right, but we're going to go with it.
I was about to repeat it, but I'm not going to repeat it if it's not right.
Something around that. If we're right, let us know in the comments.
Exactly. But, all right, this is the most important question in the whole interview. Where people can learn more, where can they schedule, especially with you, where can they get all that?
Okay, so look for this sign on Warrensville Center Road. No. We're located, our service space is located at 5310 Warrensville Center Road. We have a whole building, you can't miss it.
Come on now.
It says Tuatane Healing Services. We're not always open, I was about to lie. We are open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30 on Monday through Thursday, and 8:30 to 2:30 on Fridays. You can find me on Instagram. We have a Tuatane Healing page, but I operate from my personal page.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Okay.
But Miss Tattoo is my Instagram, and Tara Hill on Facebook.
And by the way, for all my lazy people, yes, you. Right where you're watching this is right there at the bottom. Show notes. Boom. So get your schedule. Get that healing. Okay.
Get the healing.
Get the healing. So don't play. Okay.
You're not coming for therapy. You're coming for healing.
Ooh.
It's official. That's the title. I don't care. Nobody says that. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you. I'm telling y'all, thank you for having me.
No.
Yes.
This is so awesome. So, with part 2, so it's funny. I don't ask you right now because there's no camera. So listen.
I was fanning.
We're having our next. Let's talk about it. Next workshop for September. Because we got August with the wine festival. Yeah, so September we're doing another Let's Talk About It panel discussion. We're talking about mental health. We would love it if you will come in. We want a panel.
Come in.
So yes.
Come in.
So y'all wait. We ain't got the date yet. It's coming.
Yeah.
I'm there.
But that's
I'm
next
there.
when we're going to talk about mental health because it's so important.
Yes, it is.
So yes, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Let's pay some bills, right? With that being said, guys, August 31st, and I got the little cheat sheet right here.
Yeah,
Thank
all right,
you.
all right.
Two U Wines in the Fort Beach are going to have a South Euclid Wine and Dine Festival right here in the beautiful city of South Euclid, where there will be food trucks, there will be music, there will be glorious wine, giveaways and more, and music, and we will be there. And it's going to be a good time, guys. And as you guys know, the wine is good. It's the best. It's the best ever. It's the best ever. So do yourself a favor. Get your tickets now. And also, if you're a vendor and would love to participate at the wine festival, please, you have until July 26th. So please let it be known. Go to Wines, fill out that form so you can be a vendor there and get tickets now.
All right.
What's got going on?
UT told y'all, make sure
Yes.
y'all tune in weekly
Yes.
for my episodes where I have phenomenal guests on. We talk about relational, financial, and lifestyle, and just pretty much just give y'all the pitfalls what we've been through so you don't have to.
Yes.
So make sure y'all tune in. I can't wait to see y'all there. Love y'all.
Yes. Oh, yes. Also, guys, we have started a agency now. Pocket agency. We're going to show. We have the team. The team that brought you to Full Experience is now going to help you start your own podcast. So listen, if you would like to start your own podcast, do me a favor. Go to Day One Podcast Agency or whatnot, and we will help you edit, distribute, shoot, get guests, help you monetize, strategize, whatever you need for your podcast. We have done the work. This is episode 238. So we've done something very well. With that being said, we have a team that helped get us there. Will be able to help you. So if you're looking to do that, let us know today. Okay. It will be awesome to be in the show notes, so do that today. Think of everything.
I hope everything, and shout out to our entire team whose information is also below.
Absolutely, yes.
So don't forget us.
Do not forget, guys. Guys, we're on the 250 episodes. It's almost here. Just know that we're doing something that's never been done before in the city. And with that being said, we want to thank you, the person watching, the person listening, because guys, and right now we're still climbing, 7.7 million views, 16,000 subscribers and counting. And YouTube, where's our plaque at? I'm tired of seeing everybody look like we ain't got one yet. Where's our plaque? Okay, stop playing with me. With that being said, guys, we'll see you guys next time. Okay, we just want to thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Peace.